Hi there, yoga friends. Jen here, joined with my friend Shala. Today's class is a part of a series called Lengthen and Uplift. We're going to focus on our hips, lengthening through the lines of the legs, and opening up through the thoracic spine to leave you feeling lengthened and uplifted. To get started today, you're going to need a couple of props. I've got a bolster here. You can also use some firm cushions. And I've got 2 yoga blankets. You can substitute some long beach towels rolled up firmly for those. So if you've got everything, let's get started. I like to start every class with a bit of a meditation where we allow ourselves to come into the bodies. So come into your comfortable seat. Maybe wiggle around a little bit, get your sit bones nice and planted into the floor. Take your hands up or down on your knees and gently close your eyes. From here, we start to take some deeper and more mindful breaths, breathing into the bottom quadrants of our lungs, the side ribs, the front and the back of the chest. Calmly exhaling, releasing tension from the face, the jaw, the shoulders, maintaining a sense of length and lightness through our spines. You may want to take a gentle awareness here into your heart center. I'll just take another 5 breaths or so here, working on cultivating a sense of even quality to the inhalations and the exhalations. Gently becoming aware of the subtle qualities within the body, the mind, body, and spirit. We'll take our hands together in front of the heart center and gently rub the palms together. Keep your eyes closed as you generate heat here in between your palms. And then we'll gently take our hands and place them over our closed eyelids and just allow the heat that we've created through the palms to radiate in, cultivating the sense of calm, peace, and relaxation throughout the body. And gently lower the hands now to the floor and slowly flutter our eyes open. Our first posture today is seated Kokoska. It's a forward fold, which Shala is already demonstrating. And we start here with the legs extended in front of us, and we give the knees a nice little massage. Maybe bouncing here a little bit through the knees and a sense of lengthening up through the spine. I'll get you here to bend both of the knees and take the soles of the feet to the floor. From here, take your right foot underneath the left knee, and then take the left knee to come right on top of the right. Take a moment or two just to sit tall, maybe gently pressing down with the hands on that top leg. Now, if this isn't accessible for you, if your left knee's highly raised, you can take your bolster and place it underneath here, or you can even extend that right leg forward in a straight line. So take the variation that feels best for you. And from here, we're just going to close the eyes again and bring the awareness into the hips. A sense of a tall spine here with every inhalation. Gently drawing the shoulders away from the ears. And then we move into this forward fold, and that's optional. If you're getting a nice stretch from your seat, just stay there. If you want to take it a little bit further, friends, just take the hands to the floor, and with a gentle arch of the spine, so lifting up through the front of the chest, we'll start to walk the hands away from our bodies. Press the palms into the floor here, draw the shoulders away from your ears, and we'll take a couple of really nice, calm, deep breaths. A sense of lengthening here from the navel all the way to the chin, softening through the back of the rib cage, through the hips. We're going to hold this posture for about 8 of our own very slow, smooth rhythms. Again, cultivating that sense of calm, even flow through both the inhalation and the exhalation. Just another 5 breaths or so. One final breath in here. And take the gaze forward, draw the shoulders away from the ears, look forward, and then start to walk the hands back towards the hips. We'll take the left hand to the floor here on the left hand side and reach the right fingertips up towards the ceiling. Lengthen from the right hip to the right fingertips. And we start to side bend here to the left. Press that right hip down. Draw the right shoulder behind you. Think of bringing your shoulders to stack. And take your gaze maybe up towards the ceiling, or if it feels better for your neck, down towards the floor. And take a couple more smooth breaths here, feeling the stretch here through the right side of the body. And then really slowly, we're going to sit all the way back up to release and take a gentle stretch to our left. So the right hand comes to the top of the left thigh, the left fingertips behind us. Push down with the left fingertips, lengthen through the spine here, and then twist to take your gaze over your left shoulder. With every exhalation here, just see if you can come into the twist just a little bit more deeply. We'll unravel the gaze first to the front, and then unravel the torso. Take the legs out in front of us, soles of the feet on the floor. If you want, you can stretch your legs out in front and maybe bounce the knees. Otherwise, soles of the feet on the floor, take your hands around the shins, bow over the legs, and take hold of one of your wrists. From here, we're going to exhale, draw the navel back towards the spine, tuck the chin in towards the sternum. And as you inhale, lift up through the heart, raise the gaze, and draw your shoulders down towards your hips. We'll take 2 more breath flows like that, exhaling, drawing the chin towards the sternum, hollowing through the belly, and inhale, letting the belly puff out, lifting up through the spine, drawing the shoulders towards the hips. Last one, move in your own time, marrying the movement with the flow of your breath. And we come to the center here, and we'll take the second side. So we're going to thread the left ankle underneath the right knee and take the right knee on top of the left. Now, what we're looking for here is to have the sit bones firmly planted. If you did so on the first side, just go ahead and extend your left leg long. And we'll just sit for a couple of moments with the hands just gently pressing down on the upper right thigh, cultivating the sense of lengthening through the spine from the tail all the way to the crown, the chin just slightly tucked forward so you have length for the front and the back of your neck. And from here you can choose to stay in the seat or take the hands to the floor and start to walk the hands forward, pressing through the palms, keeping the hips firmly planted, using your hands to support you in that forward fold. Think of lengthening from the navel to the sternum, shoulders drawn away from the ears. You may find that this side's a bit tighter than the other, and that's okay. Maybe it's the looser side. If you do have your left leg straight here, make sure that you're not folding forward and getting a sharp sensation behind the left knee. If that's the case, then please sit up. We'll take another 8 breaths here, just calmly softening into the posture, allowing gravity and time to help us open, release the hip joints, cultivating that sense of length and lightness through the spine. Just take another 4 breaths or so here. See if you can move just maybe a little bit more deeply into the posture. Noticing any subtle changes within the body, the mind, the spirit. One last breath in here. Lift up through the heart, take the gaze gently forward, and then start to take the hands back towards the hips, sitting tall one more time. Take your right hand to the floor on the right hand side, lift the left fingertips up towards the ceiling, and lengthen from the left hip all the way up. As you exhale here, start to side bend to your right. Remember to draw the left shoulder back to keep your shoulders in line and either raise the gaze or take the gaze to your right thumb tip, whichever feels best for your neck, and we'll take 3 or 4 smooth breaths here. Last breath, and we slowly come all the way back to our seat, and we'll take the twist to the second side. So the left hand to the top of the right thigh, the right fingertips behind you to support. Press down with both of the hands, lift up through the tall spine, and then take your gaze behind you over the right shoulder. See if you can go a little bit deeper with every exhalation here. Getting a stretch here more for the thoracic spine than the hips. The hips stay pointing to the front of the mat. Unravel the gaze first forward and then the rest of the body. And we'll take the legs out here again just to give the knees a little bounce, maybe give the knees a massage. And then we'll come back into that bent knee variation of a seated cat-cow. We'll take our hands to wrap around the shins here, soles of the feet on the floor. Take hold of one of your wrists, and as you exhale, start to hollow through the belly, draw the chin down to the sternum, arching through the spine here, or rounding through the spine, I should say. As you inhale, arching through the spine, lifting up through the heart, drawing the shoulders away. And we'll take 2 more breath cycles like that, just moving in your own time, marrying the breath and the movement, finding that sense of calm, peacefulness that union brings. Make this your last one wherever you are. Come back to our comfortable seat, and we get ready to move into the lunges. So let's move into the tabletop. Take our wrists here in line with our shoulders and our knees in line with our hips. And we're just going to start by gently swaying the hips and the shoulders in opposite directions. Just giving our spines an opportunity here to free up, warm up, and just to notice any tension or, I don't know, just witnessing the spine here. So you can take any sort of movement, a rounding, an arching, whatever feels good for you. And as we do that, we start to become better at listeners to what we need within our bodies. So we come into a sense of stillness here in the tabletop. Gently draw your navel back towards your spine to lengthen through the lower back. And we'll take the left toe tip out behind us here. With the left toe tip here behind us, we're going to press back into that left heel. Just start to get that sense of lengthening here through the back of the left calf. Maybe the Achilles, maybe all the way up through the back of the thigh. Take 2 more breaths. And on your second exhalation, let's take that left foot forward in between your hands. So we move into our lizard lunge here. And again, we want to have those right toes tucked under to begin with. Fingertips here, either side of the left foot, and we're going to pick up the right knee. Press back into that right heel and kind of shuffle the right foot back a little bit as well. So you're creating a longer distance between both of the feet. Let your hips sink down here. Take a couple of breaths, drawing your shoulders towards your hips, a gentle gaze forward. Just allowing your hips to soften as you ease down. And then we're going to lower that right knee to the floor and then unravel the toes. So press the top of the right foot to the floor. And we're going to settle here into our lizard lunge for about 1.5 to 2 minutes. You can keep your hands here either side of your left foot, just gently pressing the hips forward, letting the gaze drop or raising the gaze. If you want to take it a little bit deeper, we can turn the left toes to the left edge of the mat, keeping that left heel in front of the left knee. Hands to the inside of the left foot, and maybe just letting that left knee drop out to the left a little bit more. You can stay here, or if you're comfortable to do so, maybe just dropping the forearms to the floor. And we cultivate the sense of softness, particularly through the face and the jaw. The first place we really start to bring tension into the body without really noticing is generally into the jaw and into the face. So if you can't stay in the posture with a calm breath and a gentle smile, then you've probably gone a little bit too far for yourself. So I just urge you to really listen to what signs your body is giving you and to what it's saying to you, because it's really where we find that stretch without overdoing it that we're able to stimulate the parasympathetic nervous system, and we're able to create a deeper sense of ease and relaxation. So let's go ahead and take another 8 breaths here, really soft, allowing your hips to sink low, releasing if you need. Last breath in here. We're slowly going to ease out of this with a sense of relaxation. Press the palms into the floor. Gently glide back through your hips. And we're going to take that left foot back so that our knees are level with each other. Bring the big toes to touch. We'll sit back onto the heels and release the spine forward into wide-legged child's pose. So this is our reset posture. If you prefer, you can lay flat onto your mat here, maybe taking your hands to cactus arms if that feels better for your spine and for your legs. If you're here with me in wide-legged child's pose, then I ask you just to turn your palms up towards the ceiling and notice how that brings a little extra stretch to the cervical spine, that's your neck, drawing the shoulders a little bit more firmly away from your ears. And we'll just come back into this really calm breath. Noticing how you're feeling within the body, any subtle changes within. And take another 5 breaths here. Last breath in here. And as we exhale, turn those palms down, lift up through the hips, come back into your tabletop. And again, we're going to take any sort of movement that you would like for the spine. So that can be rocking the hips from side to side. It can be a traditional cat-cow, lifting up through the heart, drawing the shoulders towards the hips and gazing forward on the in-breath. And as you exhale, taking the chin towards the spine, the navel back as well. It can be a combination of all of these movements, maybe even some big hip circles. Whatever feels right for your body, whatever going to free you up. And from here, we're going to come back into our sense of stillness. You want to line up through the joints, wrists and shoulders, knees and hips, toes tucked under. Draw the spine or the navel back towards your spine. And then take your right toe tip behind you. Let's press back into that right heel, getting a stretch here through the ankle, the Achilles, the calf, the back of the right thigh. Take a couple of breaths here, pressing back gently. And then on your next exhalation, let's take that right leg forward in between your hands. And again, you want to have this 90-degree angle for the knee, the right heel underneath the right knee. Hands either side of that right foot, palms pressed to the floor, and tuck the left toes under. Let's pick up the left knee, shuffle back a little bit through that left foot, and then press back into the left heel. Let your hips sink down. Take your gaze forward. Draw your shoulders away from your ears, and we'll take a couple of breaths here, allowing your body to soften. This is really how we are able to always direct our attention back to the breath. We start to cultivate a sense of mental ease through yoga. Let's take that left knee back to the floor. Unravel the left toes. Press the left foot to the floor, the top of the foot that is. And you can either stay here gently, pressing the hips forward, letting the head drop down, or keeping the gaze raised. If you want to go a little bit deeper, turn the right toes to that right edge of your mat. Take your right arm and hand into the inside of the right foot. And you can stay here, or maybe even lower down to the forearms. And if you have your bolster here, you can always use your bolster to help support you here. Allow your right knee drop out to the side a little bit if you're in this deeper variation. And we bring our focus back into the face, the jaw, the breath, and the smile. See if we can do all of those. Allowing ourselves just to sink in, time and gravity, doing most of the work as we maintain the stillness here and the calmness of the breath. Just 8 more breaths. Last breath in here. We'll slowly, with control, start to walk the hands back. Glide that right leg back. Take your knees in line and a little bit wider. Big toes touch. Sink your hips back onto your heels, and again bow forward, allowing the body to sink down in between the thighs into a wide-legged child pose. The palms turn up towards the ceiling. Again, if you did so on the first time, friends may be laying on the belly, creating long lines through the body. And we'll take 5 gentle breaths in here. A sense of lengthening each vertebra here with the in-breath. So you see, witnessing how the breath lengthens the spine here. Softening with every exhalation. Gently turn your palms down towards the floor here and slowly make your way back to come sit onto your mats. Our final posture today is a Shavasana. That's going to be really great for opening up through the thoracic spine. You're going to need your bolster here to come into the middle of the mat, maybe a little bit further down towards the end of the mat for underneath the knees. And as you notice here, get Shala Monkey all set up. There you go, Shala Monkey. We're going to use one of these blankets to come underneath the thoracic spine. So that's mid-back, just underneath the armpit area. And the other blanket here is if you would like to have a headrest and you want to keep your chin parallel to your sternum. So go ahead and set yourself up like this with the bolster and the two blankets. And then once they're ready, we're just going to swing the knees over the bolster. And it does take a little bit of adjusting here to get this blanket in the right spot. So it's right under the armpit. And you'll know the spot when you lay down over it because, oh, it feels so good. Now the hands come to cactus arms. So they are above the blanket and the palms turn up towards the ceiling. So you have the second blanket behind you for the head. You may put it under, you may not. It's really a personal preference. In this posture, you want to feel complete ease throughout the body. So go ahead and take a couple of moments here just to settle in, make any sort of physical adjustments that you may need. And once you've made all of the adjustments and you are happy, then I invite you just to come into stillness and resist the urge to move. We bring our gentle awareness back onto our breath. Perhaps a focus within the heart center. Whenever the mind wanders to the imaginings of the future or the remembrances from the past, gently guide it back to the smooth breath, without frustration, without judgment, allowing yourself to be completely present in this moment. Always returning back to the breath. choosing to stay here longer if that's what your body desires, if that's what your body needs. Otherwise, we start to take some deeper and smoother breaths in here, gently awakening through the body. Maybe wiggling the fingers and the toes or circling the wrists and the ankles. Bending the knees, rolling over to the right or the left, whichever feels more comfortable for you, and just coming into that cuddle position on your side body, resting your head either on the blanket or your upper arm, eyes still gently closed, still connected to that gentle sense of Shavasana. And then whichever hand is your top hand, pressing it firmly into the floor, making your way back to a comfortable seat. We just have one more gentle spine release before we're finished. So again, I'll get Shala Monkey to give me a hand with this one. Thank you, Shala Monkey. Doing a great job today. There you go. So just take your hands here onto the tops of your knees. Wiggle from side to side. Get your sit bones nice and firmly planted. We'll take a nice deep breath in. Draw the shoulders down away from the ears. And on your next breath in, lengthening through the spine. And as you exhale, dropping that left shoulder over the right. Inhale, pressing down through the hands, lifting up through the spine. Exhale, drop the right shoulder forward. Take a gentle twist to look over the left. Moving slowly with the breath. Inhale and lengthen, one more each side. Exhale here, dropping the left shoulder down and forward. Inhale to your seat. And again, the right shoulder drops forward. Take a gentle twist to look over the left. And then coming all the way back up. We take our hands together here in front of the heart. Think of something that makes you happy, friends. On your next inhalation, raise your hands up towards the ceiling, stretch your fingertips, and as you exhale, take your hands to your crown, your brow, your throat, and your heart. My friend Shala Monkey and I would like to say, if you haven't already, please go down and subscribe to our channel, especially if you enjoyed it, don't want to miss out. If you'd like to learn more about my friend Shala Monkey here, there's the description down below in the comments box. Shala Monkey is made by a friend of mine who lives here in Adelaide. She makes these lovely plushies that have a firm cartilage-like structure in them so they can assume any yoga posture. She makes them specifically for children with disabilities, which is so beautiful. Children can use them just tactile, feeling the position of the teddy to help them also enjoy the benefits of yoga. And to be honest, I kind of like doing yoga with you too, buddy. Thank you from Shala Monkey and me for joining us today. We hope you have a lovely rest of your day.